When my twin brother called me late at night, sobbing hysterically, I knew something was terribly wrong. For 30 years, I believed he had simply chosen to walk away from our family, but the reality was far more disturbing. His wife had isolated him, stripped him of his confidence, and controlled every single second of his life until he was completely broken. That night, we made a reckless decision. Because we look identical, I decided to step into his life, switch places with him, deliver a lesson in karma that his manipulative wife would never see coming. My twin brother, Leo, and I were completely inseparable growing up, sharing every thought, secret, and ambition. Everything changed 30 years ago when he married Sandra. Almost immediately, Sandra began cutting Leo off from everyone who loved him. She took total control of his finances, managed his phone calls, and systematically destroyed his self-esteem. Over 3 decades, Leo became entirely submissive, living in constant fear of her explosive anger and psychological mind games. Whenever I attempted to reach out over the years, Sandra intercepted the messages and blocked my calls, convincing me that my brother wanted nothing to do with me anymore. The illusion shattered on a stormy Tuesday evening when my phone rang from an unlisted number. It was Leo, weeping uncontrollably from a payphone at a gas station miles away from his home. He confessed everything, describing how Sandra had spent 30 years monitoring his every move, taking his earnings, and forcing him to live in utter isolation. Hearing my brother reduced to a terrified ghost of himself filled me with immense outrage. Right then and there, we devised a bold plan. Since Sandra had not seen me in person for decades, and our voices and features remained identical, I would step into Leo's life at home while he secretly stayed at my apartment to rest, recover, and consult with lawyers. The following morning, I put on Leo's usual quiet clothing and walked into his house pretending to be him. Sandra immediately started shouting demands, belittling me for trivial chores and expecting the usual timid apology. Instead of shrinking back, I stood tall, looked her in the eye, and firmly refused to tolerate her disrespect. Shock washed over her face as I questioned her outrageous demands and confronted her about the financial accounts she had secretly transferred into her name. For 3 intense days, every time she attempted to use her standard manipulation tactics, I responded with calm confidence, legally securing my brother's assets and documenting her hostile behavior on video. When Sandra finally realized she was losing complete control and attempted to make false allegations, I revealed the truth. Leo walked into the living room alongside a team of legal representatives and officers, leaving Sandra completely frozen in utter disbelief. Confronted with indisputable proof of her financial exploitation and emotional abuse, Sandra was forced to face immediate legal consequences and an absolute undoing of her control. Leo finally reclaimed his freedom, his dignity, and his life, proving that, no matter how long darkness lasts, family will always light the way back home. Standing beside my brother as he took his first real breath of freedom in 30 years proved that loyalty and truth will always dismantle manipulation. Sandra learned the hard way that control is nothing more than an illusion when faced with genuine strength. Leo is now rebuilding his life surrounded by people who truly value and respect him.